Hi everyone, Colin Munro here, captain of Desert Vipers. Colin, commiserations, short by about 20 odd runs.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, we just didn't adapt well to the conditions at the start. And to be fair, I think the conditions really suited their bowlers, medium paces, just sitting in the wicket a little bit too paced, and we just didn't adapt to it. And full credit to them. I thought they went to the conditions better than us. We just didn't quite do it tonight, but you know that's the way it goes sometimes.
Hi, Colin. Commiserations. You guys played really, really well through the tournament, but you guys probably missed Shofin out there today, maybe?
Yeah, but we backed our whole squad from the start. People have come in and out. We've used a lot of players. You know, Shafane played tonight. He could have got our first ball. Who knows? You know, cricket is so unpredictable. You can't predict anything. So we backed the players that were out there. Unfortunately, we were just beaten by a better team tonight, and you know, it wasn't a huge amount in difference between the teams. So yeah, it was obviously a good game of cricket, but unfortunate that we're on the losing team tonight.
Hi, Colin. A great tournament all in all. We saw through the campaign that the Vipers lost wickets in a cluster, especially before the 10-over mark. So do you think was that something that you could have addressed early in the tournament or, you know, before the final?
We made it to the final, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
So what's the problem there, I think? No, so I think I've answered the question there. We back the players to go out there and play what's in front of them. It's T20 cricket. You're not always going to have that easy ride and be 2 down at the 15 over mark. We go out there and try and play a brand of cricket that we excite the crowd and want to get people in. We've done that, and you know, you see throughout the whole campaign we've had more red jerseys in the crowd than anything else, and that's a new franchise too. So I think it's credit to everybody in the background staff that's done it. But yeah, still fully back the players that we've got here to go out there and play. If you know, play the tournament tomorrow, the final again tomorrow, we'll back the same players and have that same message about going to go take the game on.
Tough luck, Munro. At the end of power play, Desert Vipers were 30 for 2, while Gulf Giants were 34 for 2. So it's all about execution. One good man stood up for all the time. 50 balls he played and his score was 72. I'm talking about Chris Lynn. Don't you think so? Some from your side, like Wanindu Hasaranga or yourself, can longer the innings and the score could have been 170, 165 and the match would have been close enough?
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Yeah, of course I would have loved Hasaranga or myself to be there a little bit later. But that's cricket. It's, you know, I think, to be honest, the wicket got better to bat on throughout our innings and even into the second innings. So, like I said, the question before, fully back the way Hasaranga's innings was outstanding. You take the context of the game where it was, and the way he went about it was he got us to a score. If it wasn't for him, we could have been 110, 120, and then you know we wouldn't have even been in the contest. So, yeah, even Billings, you know, he's scrapped throughout this campaign, and he's been part of partnerships, which we speak about, especially in big games. Taking the pressure off yourself and being part of a partnership is the way forward.
Colin, talking about the positive things you got from this tournament, I think Alex Hales, you know, right from the start, and then, you know, Rohan played some cameos, then Wanindu Hasaranga you talked about, Alex Hales we talked about, and then Tom Curran was there. Can you talk us about this whole positive things you learned from this tournament and which you try to carry forward in the next season?
I just think the environment in the group, there's not just one thing that's been really good. The environment in the group, if you ask every single person, they've actually felt part of something bigger than just themselves or the game. New franchise brought in, we've got wonderful coaches that allowed the environment for players to come in and really just be themselves and execute their best performance. Yes, we've got individual performances up and down. You know, guys scored runs at the start of some in the middle. I think Alex and I, we batted well at the start of the comp, and then the back end of the comp wasn't that good. And then we've just had the bowlers step up most of the time, to be fair. The bowlers have been outstanding. We've gone and attacked, and we've done really well. But the biggest thing I'll take away from it is the environment that the Vipers and the brand that it's a new franchise, and like I said, we've got plenty of red shirts out there. So come next year, hopefully they can come back and really get behind us.
Captain, how do you reflect on your time as leader? Obviously, you were relatively new to the job. You've come in and you've brought the side to the final, and you've created the culture within the dressing room. How do you reflect on that last month or so?
Yeah, I don't really like talking about myself too much, but I think I'm quite proud of the way I've gone about it. I've tried to be as level-headed as possible, and back the squad that we've got, and rotation, and so yeah, I think it wasn't just me getting the boys to the final. It's been a huge group effort in terms of the coaches, making sure that like the environment is set up that guys can go out there and play their aggressive nature, but also other senior players around the group. Alex Hales and Billings have been really good for me in terms of talking about bowling changes and when to bowl certain players, and yeah, it's been a huge learning curve for me. I've really enjoyed it, especially off the field stuff and trying to create environments and make people feel comfortable. And I hope that the players enjoyed playing underneath me. I'll ask a few guys for some feedback and see where I can get better and keep learning. I think that's the biggest thing in this, not just this format, but in this sport. It's about learning and coming back better and stronger in the next tournament or next year if I'm back here.
Hi, Colin. Tough luck today. But talking about your team, this is probably the only team that has a lot of fan base here, a lot of support for your team in general. How do you see that reception, and how do you see the reception to the league itself?
Yeah, I think it's, like I said earlier, huge amounts of work has gone in behind the scenes from the Vipers brand to get everything out there and go and play cricket in the community and give shirts out and really try and drive that brand. The Vipers, it's not like we're an MI or Night Riders that have something established and we can just keep going and circling into new tournaments. We actually started fresh, and it's been unbelievable. I think, like I keep saying, it was a huge group effort, not just the players, but the background staff too. And you see them having breakfast every morning, and us as players, we take it for granted sometimes when we get to tournaments and we just expect things to be done on time, your flights, right size shirts, all that type of thing, and we take it for granted sometimes, but there's a lot of work and effort that goes into doing all those little things. I say little things, but they're not. They're massive things in the context, and like if those things are running smoothly, it allows the players to just carry on and do what they do. So yeah, our background staff have been unbelievable, and it's been a huge team effort to get us here to the final tonight.
Colin, hi. Firstly, hard luck today. The way Chrislin played, 50 ball 72, a word on that, and what were you telling the bowlers? What do you tell the bowlers when a player gets going like that? Because even 20 odd or more runs, it would have seemed that Chrislin would have taken the game away even then, the way he was playing. Yeah,
Linny's obviously world class. I've got a lot of time for Linny. We go way back and played franchise cricket together for a long time, and he's a world-class player. He's done it all the way around the world in different tournaments. I think we just missed the lengths, if I'm brutally honest, against him. We sort of bowled into what we call as onion, back of a length hitting to square boundaries, when early on we were trying to get him hitting with the straight back over our head or straight down the ground, and we just missed that a little bit. But full credit to him. I thought the way he came out and played Hasaranga as well, just back to sweep shot, and he's obviously world class and deserved to get his team over the line tonight. Cheers, thank you.